Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rafael Duke Page Guy channel. It is I and WWE Clash of Champions Gold Rush just officially went off the air. And an interesting night. Just to quickly inform you for people that either weren't watching the show or weren't aware, two matches originally planned for this show were scrapped due to, of course, current situations. The first one was Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending the WWE Women's Tag Titles against Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, and Bayley defending her SmackDown Women's Champion against Nikki Cross. What I've heard, COVID-related issues were at fault. Bayley still appeared on the show. The women's tag title situation is rumored to be addressed on Raw tomorrow night. Now, Clash of Champions tonight. It was a good show. It was a good, enjoyable show. I feel like since I've sort of dropped this whole like trying to criticize everything because WWE isn't as good as isn't as good as it was before. I still feel that just watching it as a fan, just watching it just to enjoy it because there are things in WWE right now that I'm invested in. I'm interested in personally, such as the Roman Reigns storyline with his recent heel turn, and the way that they're building that. The Sasha Bayley storyline finally getting into its first steps when that's been stewing since like 2017. The Alexa transformation with Bray Wyatt. There's some stuff on there. Honestly, SmackDown's been my favorite show to watch, and it just keeps proving something that a lot of people have been saying for a long time, that even Raw should go back to 2 hours, and either WWE or the USA Network just doesn't seem to want anything to do with that. Anyways, let's do this. So the show kicked off with the ladder match. Sami Zayn officially reclaimed his Intercontinental title. He was stripped post WrestleMania due to him not working during the COVID outbreak. And he reclaimed in a very entertaining and creative ladder match. It was a very, very fun match. Jeff went all out. AJ was good, and Sami was pretty interesting, and Sami was a good slimy heel. I mean, he used handcuffs and handcuffed Jeff Hardy by his earring to a ladder, and handcuffed himself to AJ, but then got the key to unhandcuff himself from AJ, handcuff AJ to the ladder to then claim both titles. I guess this is just, WWE sort of getting back onto the Sami Zayn train. Maybe Sami versus Jeff in a one-on-one feud could be next at the next pay-per-view, which is Hell in a Cell on October 25th, so in about a month. Still a good match. I enjoyed it. We then also had Asuka defend against Zelina Vega. I know a lot of people like Zelina. She's a great manager. Wrestler, she's okay. She had a good match tonight. It was short. It was what it was needed to be. Bayley's match officially became like a segment where she claimed that she was going to defend her title against anyone. Then tried to get like a quick win only until Asuka showed up and basically said she'd face her. And Bayley got herself disqualified using a chair. But Sasha Banks came back and got a measure of revenge. But as Michael Cole said, it wasn't enough to what Bayley put Sasha through. Sasha was still in the neck brace, so at least she's still selling that. Which is good, because a lot of times when baby faces get these vicious attacks, they'll just sell it for the first 2 weeks, but then they'll come back and they'll be perfectly fine. Like Drew McIntyre had a broken jaw, and a week later he's perfectly fine. But we'll get to that match a little bit later on. Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews. That was okay. Nothing really special there. Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza. Angel Garza supposedly got legit injured to the leg. Explains the botchy finish. If you're on social media, you'll probably see it floating around. And let's get to the two really main matches. Drew McIntyre defended his title against Randy Orton in an ambulance match. Drew retained, to a lot of people's surprise, because a lot of people have read on social media that the reason they did an ambulance match was to have Orton win and protect Drew. In the end, Drew still took the win. But they had some very interesting moments having the three people that Orton, or the people that Orton, betrayed or punt kicked, during the build of this match and of this feud, even the part with Edge, get the revenge on Randy, Christian, Shawn, Big Show, and then Drew wins the match, shoves Orton into the ambulance, and who drives it out? The Nature Boy, of course. The kiss stealing, the limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, ambulance driving, son of a gun. Probably a real old school wrestling fan would have got that like right off the top of their head. That match was really good, and it had some really good storytelling, which I feel like it's something WWE doesn't do much of anymore. Sometimes the matches, I feel like just wrestling in general, some of the more modern fans enjoy more the spectacle of the match and the storytelling at times. I feel like AEW sort of like that, is more like that, to be quite honest. Like, AEW can have great storytelling, but part of me feels like at some point they sort of fall into the putting wrestling ahead of storytelling, and a lot of people have been criticizing AEW for that. I can see where they're coming from, and WWE, when they can have good storytelling, they usually do knock it out of the park. And then the main event, Roman Reigns defended his Universal title against Jey Uso. I'm all in on this, this heel Roman Reigns. I'm not going to be buying merch of his or anything. I haven't bought a shirt since like 2015. So, it proves that I'm not that much of a Roman fan. Even as a heel, like, it's cool and it's interesting and it's about time WWE did it. But, I'm still going to boo him. Except now I'm justified. Roman as a heel has been doing a great job. Heyman, I enjoyed in this match. He wasn't yelling or counting the suplexes like Brock does and everything. He was watching the match. And when he felt Roman was going too far, well, he got, he tried to save Uso. This is a good Heyman. This is a different side of Heyman that we saw with Brock. And this Roman is something to watch. He's dangerous. He's violent. And he's going to get what the fuck he wants. And what he wanted from Jey Uso tonight was respect. And Jey Uso was going to keep fighting. But his brother Jimmy came out, threw in the towel. And Jimmy Uso acknowledged Roman as the tribal chief, the head of the table, which it's a little bit weird hearing if you don't know the whole sort of Samoan, bloodline dynamic that is involved in this. I get it a little bit, but it was still a really good match and a lot of a good story also being told in this match. So, all in all, Clash of Champions was a fun show. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to WWE's Red Hell in a Cell as well. If you're interested, NXT is having a takeover next Sunday. NXT Takeover 31. I guess they just decided to stop calling them and just number them. If you're interested, that is coming next Sunday. I'll try to give you a review of that show as well. So, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe to Rafa Do Page Guide channel, and have yourselves a very good night.